Hello, coming to you from Lahore, this is Indus News. I'm Waqar Rizvi. These are the top stories. Amid fierce fighting for an ISIS enclave in northeast Syria, 16 civilians have been killed in US-led coalition airstrikes. War monitors said that the civilians were killed while trying to flee towards the Iraqi border. Monitors said that at least 31 fighters have been killed in battles for the ISIS enclave. They said that ISIS lost 19 militants in the fighting. 12 Kurdish rebels were also killed. Meanwhile, Israeli army tanks have shelled Syria's southern Quneitra province bordering the occupied Golan Heights. In another development, the presidents of Russia, Turkey and Iran will meet in the Black Sea city of Sochi on Thursday for talks on the war in Syria. In a statement, the Kremlin said that Vladimir Putin, Tayyip Erdogan and Hassan Rouhani will discuss a long-term settlement to the crisis in Syria. Russia, Turkey and Iran brokered a ceasefire in Syria in December 2016, leading to peace talks which have made little progress. Moving on, Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani has called for a grand consultative meeting to set parameters for a peace deal with Taliban. Speaking in Kabul, Ghani said that the traditional jirga would be held next month to determine the nature of peace talks. He said that the jirga would also discuss the shape of government in Afghanistan after a political settlement with Taliban. After leading an opposition delegation in talks last week with Taliban in Moscow, former President Hamid Karzai has endorsed the jirga. Meanwhile, Venezuela's opposition will stage protests today to press President Nicolas Maduro's government to let humanitarian aid into the country. Demonstrations across the country will also commemorate the deaths of 40 people in anti-government protests in January. Maduro has refused to allow foreign humanitarian aid into Venezuela, saying that it is a stepping stone to an invasion. Next, 12 Catalan secessionist leaders have gone on trial for their role in a failed independence bid 16 months ago. Following accusations of bias, Spain's Supreme Court has allowed live coverage of the hearing. Hundreds of police have been deployed around the court in Madrid after secessionists called on Catalans to suspend work and join protests against the trial. And at least 17 people have been killed in a hotel fire in New Delhi. Police said that 4 others were hurt in the blaze. They said that most of the victims died of suffocation as the fire ripped through 2 floors of the hotel. In sports news, England has taken a second innings lead of 448 runs against West Indies in the final test of 3-match series. England were 325 runs for the loss of 4 wickets at the end of the 3rd day's play in St. Lucia. Captain Joe Root was top scorer with an unbeaten century. West Indies has an unassailable 2-0 lead in the series. That's all from me for the moment. Thanks for watching.